Hello guys and welcome to another video. I'm actually excited over this. So you're probably wondering what this PC is and why I'm so excited. So I picked up this PC for £225. And it comes with a set of keys because it makes it feel important. So we're gonna put this key in here and unlock the case. And we have to pull this lever upwards. And let's talk about specs, if it'll let me in it. There we go. Alright. So, in here, guys, the case is kind of crappy, I know, but the reason why I paid what I paid is because what's in here. So, for starters, we have a 600 watt power supply. It doesn't look great, but it has all the connectors we need, so that's fine. The processor is a 4th gen Haswell 4790. It's not a K, unfortunately, but a 4790 is plenty for gaming still today, with its 4 cores and 8 threads. We've got a GTX 970, 4 gigs of VRAM, plenty, that's nice to see in there. And for the RAM, which is DDR3 obviously, because it's a LG 1150 board. We've got 16 gigs of 1600 megahertz Samsung memory, so very nice. For the storage, we have a 1TB hard drive, and I thought £225 was a bargain for this. But obviously, this case has got to go because this case is horrible and ugly, and for me to even try and sell this for a profit, I have to, recase this. And of course, we're going to benchmark it, guys. So that's what I like to do. It's my hobby. So I actually picked up an X-Display model case for £13, and an SSD, which is a 120GB SSD. So we've only got the 1TB hard drive in there for £12, which makes it convenient that this entire machine, when done, is going to cost £250, including the case and the SSD. So yeah, let's get into it. We're going to deconstruct everything. We're going to change thermal paste on the CPU and the GPU because that's probably, cured by now. And let's get into it. And we're back, and we are done. Now, a couple of things I want to say. Number one is I need to get a rear exhaust fan. It looks like it's an 80mm, but I don't have any, so I'll have to get one of them before this goes. But we can still test it before then, but this means I have to get a fan. The cable management in the actual case, which you're actually going to see, I actually tried to put it all down the back. But as you saw in the time lapse, it wouldn't reach the GTX 970 if I did it down the back, so I had to make some compromises and actually put the wires coming around this way, around the 24-pin motherboard cable. So it kind of ruins the aesthetics a little bit, but let's be honest, with this over the top, you're not going to see it anyway once it's turned on. Sorry for my voice as well, guys. I've been sick the last couple of days. So we've changed thermal paste on the CPU and we've changed thermal paste on the GPU. The cable management isn't the best, but I've done what I can in this small case. So let's put Windows 10 on this thing, and I'll see you at the desk, guys. We've got Windows 10 on this, and let's test some games. And we're back. So we're at the desk, guys, and we've got this up and running, and it's a little fast machine, really. Just for testing purposes, so I get the other fan, I have put a fan on the side, because like I say, it does mount a fan on the side, just so it's got some sort of exhaust while we're testing. All games are going to be run in high settings, because, you know, this is going to be able to do it here, no problems, with a 970. There is an overclock on the graphics card with MSI Afterburner, 100 on the core clock and 500 on the memory. So yeah, let's test all them games in high settings, guys, see how we get on. Let's go. Here we have Battlefield 5, and as you guys can see, most of the time we're always above 60 FPS in high settings, as all these games will be tested. Here we have the tank level, which actually has a lot of explosions and, you know, a lot happening in the scenes. So we're getting over 60 FPS in high settings with this hardware. Not too bad at all. There were one little dip where it went into the 50s for a little spike, but most of the time it was in 60 FPS and it was a really good experience. In Borderlands 3, we saw the same thing again, 60 FPS, but we did get quite a few dips into the high 50s in Borderlands 3. But, you know, more or less, it was a good experience. And unless you had a frame rate cap monitor to see what the FPS is, you're not going to notice it dipping underneath. Um, so, yeah, Borderlands 3 was also a very playable experience. Majority of the time, you know, high 50 FPS range. Not too bad. And here we have Far Cry New Dawn. And what we're seeing now with a few games already tested is we're getting around the 60 FPS mark in high settings in games. And this was no different. Although we actually hit more than 70 FPS in some cases, we did actually dip into the high 50s now and again, but majority, more or less, it were in the 60 FPS most of the time during this little testing that I did. And they say there is a lot going on, like the fire and the shooting and the NPCs that are in this game at the beginning. We didn't do too bad, and this was a good player experience. Here we have Gears of War 5, and I just tested the beginning scene of the level, which has quite a lot of graphical detail nonetheless. And most of the time, we did see quite a little dip into the high 60s right there, but most of the time, you know, we were getting above 70 FPS, and it looks very, very beautiful. This game just looks absolutely beautiful at the beginning. It's always nice to come back and test hardware and just look at the scenery around on this level, and I like to get that little Baltic over there. That's just me being young and me needing that Baltic. But yeah, all in all, it was a very, very good experience, and you are going to get over 60 FPS, no problem with this hardware. Here we have the Outer Worlds. I mean, we're seeing above 60 FPS, also above 70 FPS quite a lot of the time. We did dip to the high 50s now and again, but you're going to be playing this in the high 60s to 70 FPS range most of the time. Very good player experience, and this is another game that looks absolutely beautiful on the scenery. I like to test this a little bit at the beginning of the game because it's got a quite open a bit area and quite a few enemies as well. But like I said, you're going to be playing between 60 to 70 FPS most of the time with this hardware in high settings. Again, not much to moan about for the price that we've paid, and this game is absolutely beautiful. Oh, but Daz, we don't give a crap about the other games. Show us Fortnite, god damn it! Okay, okay. So going in down at the beginning of Fortnite in high settings, of course, you know we are going to get just underneath 100 FPS. But once you get near the floor, and I'm going to land on this little building right here. You know, we seem to get over 100 FPS all of the time. Fortnite isn't really a hard game to run, so I weren't actually expecting any trouble with this game. We could have even done epic settings, but I wanted to keep things all high settings. Even in epic settings, this would have done over 60 FPS. I also ran Heaven Benchmark, and we scored 85.7 FPS with a score of 2106 there. Not too shabby at all. In Cinebench, an average test will give you 772 points. Again, we are used to CPUs performing a lot better than this these days, but not too bad. It will do pretty much most gaming still today, and this is not a bad little processor. So, come here, my little friend. £250. And this thing, majority of the time, we're running games at 60 FPS and higher. And these games were quite modern as well. Borderlands 3, Gears of War 5, Battlefield 5. And this thing did actually really, really well. At this price point, anyway. I think it's important for me to do these videos because if I explain how to do this sort of thing, like getting parts and stuff like that, most people don't have £1,000 to spend on a computer. This is why I do this sort of thing. So yeah, £250, and we're playing games in high settings, getting more than 60 FPS. Fortnite will get in over 100 FPS, but that's to be expected. Fortnite isn't a hard game to run. So yeah, that's going to wrap up for this video, guys. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. If anyone has any requests or comments, just leave me a comment down below and I will reply ASAP. See you in the next video.